Just dropped my book that has everything that I'm going to talk about in it. These are things that I wish I knew before starting my weight loss journey. As you guys might already know from my last video, I've lost 40 pounds since October last year, and it is now March 22nd. And I have kind of plateaued a little bit the past couple months, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. I still plan on losing a lot more weight. In my last video, I didn't really want to talk about my starting weight or my current weight. If you're at a different place in your journey, I just want you to understand that I just want to try to be relatable. I don't want you to look at my situation and say, well, she was lighter than me to begin with. Of course, it's gonna take me longer. It might take you longer. It might be quicker for you, honestly, because right now I'm kind of at a halt a little bit. Gotta change things up a little bit to keep the weight loss going. But I just want you to not get discouraged only because I might be lighter than you. Or also this could inspire you if you are about the same weight as me or close, or I don't know. I just want to put things in a little bit more of a perspective for you guys so I can be more relatable. So my starting weight was 273 and my current weight is 231. There are just some things that I've learned along the way that I wish I could tell myself the day that I started. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about those things right now because I've seen that other YouTubers and other people talk about these things, and I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea, because going into this, I had a lot of doubts in myself and I had no idea that certain things would happen. Good and bad, but mostly good, of course, because this is a self-improvement journey. So let's go ahead and get started talking about these things. Before I get into any details, I have been using MyFitnessPal calorie counting, allowing myself anywhere from pretty much 13 to 1700 calories a day, and I have cheat days here and there, and I'm not working out other than when I'm at work. I work in retail, so that's a lot of walking and lifting and all those kinds of things all day, but I don't go to the gym. I don't run or anything like that. So this is just me changing my mindset and my eating. These are the things I wish I could tell myself on the day that I started this journey. You will actually succeed this time. Wow. The crazy thing about this that means so much to me this time is that I've tried dieting so many fucking times and I failed every single time. One time I did it for 6 months and I quit, but that was because I was going about being vegan the complete wrong way. I'm not vegan right now, I'm pescatarian. That's not the main focal point of this video. I'm not even gonna get into that. The funny part about all of this is when I went into it this time, I literally remember thinking to myself, you know what, just do it. I mean, you're not gonna stick with it, but just do it anyways, just try. And I don't know why I'm like getting slightly emotional right now, this is embarrassing. But when you just stop taking things so seriously and stop being so harsh on yourself and hating yourself and punishing yourself for little decisions here and there, like I'm gonna have this ice cream tonight. Don't beat yourself up about it. Switching your mindset to loving yourself and being gentle with yourself is like the biggest factor in all of this. That goes into the second thing that I wrote down, which literally was what I just said. There really has to be a car alarm going off right now. Thank you. The second thing I wrote down was don't take yourself so seriously. I used to beat myself up all the time for stupid little mistakes here and there. I used to just get so discouraged by that, I would just quit on myself so many times. And that was what I was doing wrong, was getting so mad at myself for little tiny failures that weren't even failures. It was treating myself. I was just treating myself to little snacks here and there, or, you know, I don't know, a beer. I don't know. But I would punish myself for that. Now I'm just like, well, I've gotten this far. I've succeeded so far. I can keep it going, you know? So if I make a little mistake, or if I have a little treat yourself day, tomorrow is a new day. I should have written that down. Tomorrow is a new day. That's like the best advice I can even give you. Just skip the rest of the video. No, just kidding. Don't. I have a lot of other things to say. And that actually ties into what the next thing is that I wrote down. It's okay to fail if you get back up. 2 days ago, I didn't think I was gonna have a cheat day, but it became a cheat day. I'm calorie counting like normal right now and still going strong, and that is something I wasn't able to do last year at this time. If I had a cheat day, I would just order pizza the next day, eat the whole pizza, get some ice cream, like a whole freaking, you know, big thing, not a pint, the bigger ones. But now, if I try to eat that much, I end up throwing up the next day. Not on purpose, I swear. Woke up and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. I used to eat this much all the time and it used to not affect me. But now it's like, my body can't even handle that anymore. One random thing that I wish I could have told myself is that I need to just stop buying clothes because they're not gonna fit in like a month or two. Something I've been doing to help that and not waste my clothes is, number one, donating, of course. When I buy things now, I try to make sure it's something I can wear even if I lose more weight. Things that have to fit you a certain way, probably just don't buy it because you might not be able to wear it in like a month. The next thing I wish I could have told myself is that there will be plateaus, and I've kind of already mentioned this previously. It wasn't in depth. So this plateau that I'm on has lasted for 3 months now. So January, February, and March, I have been in the 230s, and I haven't been able to go under that, but that's not because I've been trying and able to get under it, but I've been having a lot of cheat days lately, and that's something I really need to work on. Even though you should treat yourself and you know, not take things so seriously, you also have to get back on track. So definitely have those cheat days, cheat meals, whatever you want to do. But you gotta get back on track if you have a goal. But this week, I'm approaching things a little bit differently than I have before. I weighed myself like 2 days ago, and my goal is to not weigh myself again for another week. Like this was the mindset I had this week. I was like, oh, I'm losing weight every day, so you know what? I might as well have a cheat day. That's great and all, but when you've been having that happen for the past 3 months, you gotta do something to counteract all the cheat days, you know? I'm trying to spread out my cheat days a little bit more is what I'm saying. It almost sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not, because everything is about balance with this. So you can have the cheat days, but you need to get back on track. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, and it's fun. The funny thing is, the next thing I wrote down is that it's not as hard as you think it'll be. Even though it's challenging getting out of a plateau just because you need to stop having so many cheat days, like too many, it's also not that hard. Like once you get into the swing of it, and once you don't have the cheat days for like, I think like 2 days is usually how long it takes for me to get into the swing of things again after a cheat day. So once you get started controlling yourself, it's really not that hard. Doing the calorie deficit isn't as hard when you do it often, because your stomach gets used to getting full off of smaller amounts of food. It's great. Which is why I freaking threw up the other day when I ate too much. So embarrassing. Another thing that I wrote down is I wish I could tell myself it's not a race to lose weight. Yes, our time here is limited and life is short. Find happiness throughout this whole journey. And this is gonna sound so f***ing corny, and I am cringing at myself right now for even saying this, but I'm gonna quote a very old Miley Cyrus song. There's always gonna be another mountain. You're always gonna wanna make it move. It's always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Blah, 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 blah. It's all about the climb. As corny as it is, those phrases all make sense. Like it's about the process. It's about the journey. It's not just about the battles that you win or lose. As I'm speaking, like, I just want to throw up more because of the things that I'm saying. Hopefully someone needed to hear that and I didn't just embarrass the shit out of myself for nothing. Anyways, the last thing I wrote down that I wish I could have told myself when I first started is that the little tiny victories will keep you going through this whole process. When you look at your goal, when you first start, you're like, holy fuck, I want to lose like 120 pounds. That's going to take forever. It's going to take forever. It's going to take so much patience and willpower, and this is all bullshit that I didn't sign up for. With that being said, you don't learn until you're actually doing the process that little things will make you so happy here and there. For example, wearing my shirts and not feeling like I'm bloated like a balloon about to pop, and walking out in public and not feeling like everything is jiggling as much as it was before. Nothing wrong with a little jiggle, but you know what I'm saying. It's stupid. I just need to shut up. Ugh. But anyways, that was a little victory. Getting on the scale and seeing the next group of 10s, that's another little victory that's gonna keep you going. Another little victory is that shaving your legs gets a lot easier the less you weigh. Yeah, it's real easy now. Another little victory is putting on an article of clothing that you wore in high school and it's fitting nicely. Another little victory, which this to me is a huge victory and like this really made me feel good, is going to the store and having to buy a size smaller. Another little victory is going to visit your family and they're like, I can tell you have lost weight. Another thing, another little victory is just seeing your body changing. It's so interesting seeing your hard work portrayed through yourself. So like when I look at the mirror, I'm like, oh, my cheekbone is showing a little bit, or you can see my collarbone. What? Little reminders like that here and there of, oh, I didn't see that before, or oh, that looks a little different. It kind of puts you in check and you're like, oh, yeah, I guess I am losing weight. I guess I do look like I'm losing weight. Those are a few things that I wrote down to talk about today. There are so many more things I could talk about, but I honestly have a horrible train of thought and I'm getting distracted by other things I want to say over top of the other things I want to say. And ugh. But before I say goodbye to you guys, I just want to remind you to please be gentle on yourselves and not hate yourselves. That never did me any good. That would always just make me so discouraged before. I highly suggest coming to terms with your situation and understanding that it's going to be a long journey. However, there are going to be so many things along the way that bring you so much happiness when you make little successes here and there. And I believe you guys can do it. If I did it, you can do it, trust me. I used to eat whole large pizzas in like 20 minutes. No freaking joke. I would literally eat until I was uncomfortable all the time. If you guys have any questions or you want to talk to me down in the comments, I would be so glad to respond to you guys. And if I don't respond to you, it's simply because I cannot find your comment. Sometimes I get comments and then they just disappear in my notifications, so I'm sorry, but I really will try to respond to you. I love talking to you guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful or encouraging to anyone out there who is struggling with the same thing. And I also don't want this video to make you feel like you have to do things some type of way or you have to feel like you need to lose weight, because that's not at all what I was trying to imply in all of this. But this was just my personal journey and I wanted to share it with you guys because I know there are other people out there like me who really just need someone that's been through it to talk about it. Once again, thank you Jordan Shrinks for encouraging me to do this, because like I said in my last video, you're super relatable and that's what I needed. So that's what I'm trying to help other people with now, is just be another relatable weight loss transformation. So I have a lot more coming in the future since, like I've said before, my journey is nowhere near done. Subscribe if you want to see more. And maybe check out some other videos if you feel like it. This was my last video about how I lost 40 pounds. And this is probably some other random video that doesn't matter. But if you want to watch it, you can. Because this is only my second video about weight loss.